What's up, guys? We are at Josephine Sculpture Park and I'm testing out the Smooth X from Zhiyum. And yeah, it's not as stable as a 3-axis gimbal. It's a 2-axis gimbal. I don't know that it's more stable than just the iPhone 13 by itself, but we'll test it out. So let's look at the build quality. It's really lightweight, kind of cheap, plasticky. So being a 2-axis gimbal instead of a 3-axis gimbal, it just compensates for 2 axes. So as far as like moving back and forth this way, doesn't compensate for that, which is bad because I have a hard time holding it straight. And so if I'm holding it straight and walking forward, I kind of have to hold it with both hands like this. You can't just hold it out like this and film yourself. You have to actually pull this out, let's see, and tilt this like that. And then the farther I extend this, I feel like the less balanced I feel like the farther I extend this, the less balanced it actually is, because there's just more to compensate for. It just feels a little bit wiggly out there, and when I'm pressing it all the way in together like this, that's when I feel like it's the most secure. You have a nice grip here, which I don't know why you need a grip here. You're not going to be grabbing it by the gimbal. You're probably going to be grabbing it here by the handle. That grip would have been a lot better down here where you're actually gripping it. You can't fit the case in there if you have a case as well. Over here for the DJI OM5, I have these clamps which actually allow you, see if it'll focus on it, to fit a phone with a case in there. But the problem is the motors aren't really strong enough for that, and the motors on this aren't really strong enough if you had like a lens or a heavy case on the camera. Usually when they have these little tripods, I just kind of leave those on forever and hold it with that. I don't use gimbals that often. I feel like the iPhone 13 footage without a gimbal was pretty much just as good as the footage with the gimbal, because it is just a 2-axis gimbal. The horizon was a little bit more level when you're walking with this gimbal, but there's still a lot of bounce and shake. So now I've actually got it extended and we're using the front-facing camera. I'm really wondering, like, is that better than just like a selfie stick? Is that more stable? It looks pretty good. I mean, I think the horizon is pretty level, and that's important for this sort of thing. I mean, I only paid $29 for this on eBay used, so it's not a huge investment or anything. But I mean, if it actually keeps the horizon stable, which it seems to be doing, but it's a little shaky. I mean, it's a little bit shaky. Got some kind of cool scenery here. So it's kind of hard to fold down and then unfold. It almost feels like you're gonna break it when you do that, so I probably wouldn't even do that. I would probably just leave it extended, and then it's kind of awkward to carry and put in your car and put in a case or anything. So this is what it looks like when it's folded down. I think they could have done a better job having it fold a little bit different. I know they made a newer version that folds a little easier, but this is the one I have to review right now, and I don't like it at all. I would honestly never carry this with me. I would never use this, so I'm gonna get rid of it. I would just use the iPhone by itself. I think it's stable enough. I'm not gonna be doing a lot of walking and following people, but even if you are, it has a pretty cool, natural, like, stable look to the iPhone 13. So if you're able to get it folded down, it does have a little case you can put it in. Let's try to do that. And got the charger and cables and everything in there. Zip it up. Oh wow, it's having trouble closing. Kind of full. So it did balance the horizon a little bit when I was walking, but that's basically all it did, and it was a selfie stick as well. That's why it's $29.99. So if you just want a good selfie stick, It's a really good deal, and it will balance the horizon for you. Now I'm holding it the lower way. I almost feel like this would be more stable. Kind of holding it at a low angle. So now we're in cinematic mode with the Smooth X. See if we blur the background out, if that helps the stability look a little bit better. Now this is without any gimbal, just handheld. I almost think the iPhone 13 might be more stable handheld. Now if you're walking uphill and you want the horizon to be level, it's gonna be less stable without the gimbal. I'm just walking normal. And I remember the gimbal shot here was definitely a little more stable. Maybe I'm more stable walking backwards. So there's a difference, but not a big difference. This is just handheld, holding the phone, walking in the snow. The ground's not really very even. I feel like if I'm closer to the camera, you don't see as much shake. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, hit that subscribe button. Scroll through my channel, check out my other videos, and thanks for watching.